Dylusionists, come in, come in, come in. Come into the studio. Last part, this is part 6. Welcome to part 6 of the nesting box series. Sorry, I forget what I'm doing. Part 5, we added this with stencils onto the box. This is... oh, that way up. The box goes that way up. So we added shutters stenciling all the way around with black marble paint. This box is... oh, some came out of there. This box is coloured with Fiery Sunset, which is a lovely, lovely, strong orange. And I used retro grid stencil on that side, and I used dot grid stencil on this side. So we just sort of added this in, but today what I'm going to be doing is bringing in colours. Okay, so I'm going to do this box first, and what colours do I want? I definitely want orange, and as usual I have 2. Now, do I want to bring in apricot, or do I want to bring in brown? I think I'm going to bring in apricot. Okay, so I've got orange and I've got apricot. Now let's see. I've always got bits around. I need to just check which are the best pens. That's a really good one. Oh, and that's a really good one. That's a really good one, and that's not open, so it'll be those. That's what I'm using. Okay, so what shall I do? I think I'm going to do the big, you know, the big circles that are in here. I'm just going to outline them, and this is a 1MR. I'm going to outline. They were fine on their own. You could have left it just like that, but I can't. I have to go in and add more to it. So again, not neat. I'm just doing, when I say outline, I'm just adding a circle on there. So I'm actually drawing onto the black itself. And because this is now totally dry, because it's been left a couple of hours, this goes straight on the top. You do have to sort of leave it in between. Okay, and it just highlights it a little. And this time it doesn't, my hand is in the right direction, whichever, because I'm only drawing circles. So I can do both of these at the same time, but just adding a little extra just really makes it pop. I'll doodle the doodles all day long. This is what I call doodling the doodles. I've already done my doodles in there, and I'm just going on top because I don't know when to stop. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna, you see the little ones here, I'm gonna put a little dot in the center of all those. Again, it's very subtle. To me, it just finishes them off. But you just do however much you can be bothered doing. And they don't all have to be done in one sitting either. You know, you can do whenever. Da, 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 da. And then I'm going to do this little petal, this little flower, but I think I'm going to do that in the apricot. We could just do one colour everywhere, but I think I'm going to bring a second colour. Or am I? No, do you know what? I'm going to do everything on this box is going to be just the orange. And then on the lid, I'll bring in the apricot colour. So this is how it is. And then that's what it looks like with the dots on. So let's go quick. But again, try not to press down. You're just hitting those dots. Don't press down, you'll end up with a big blob. If you do, baby wipe it off, have a good laugh, make a cup of tea and just go over the top of it. If I make a big blob, I usually write oops next to it. Dot, 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 dot. You can speed this part up if you want. What have you all been doing today? Have you all had a wonderful day? A wonderful weekend? Please, if you're going to do any of these, I love to see them. Post them on. I have a couple of pages, but one of the best pages, if you're in the Dandelion Club, post them in there. But also my Diane Reevely. I have a Diane Reevely Society of Art Journal. Oh, Diane Reevely Dylusions Society of Art Journaling on Facebook. And upload your photos there. You do have to put what materials you've used. So, you know, nesting box. I know it sounds obvious, but we have a lot of beginners on that page. So if you could just put nesting box. So if I was doing this, I would put supplies used, nesting box, fiery sunset paint, dot grid stencil, Posca pens. You know, that's what I need to, because people say to me all the time, well, what colour is that? I don't know, I didn't make it. So if you could just, it would just really, really help. Okay, oh, my glasses are steaming up, but I'm in my dot mode. So let's get to the bottom and then I'll clean my glasses. Oh, dot, 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 dot. I love the noise, I love the action, I love the result. I love the calming effect on my brain. Perfect. So now I'm going to do this one. As I said yesterday, sometimes I'll colour these, I'll call them petals. Sometimes I'll colour those in black and doodle those, but I'm going to leave them like this. And to me, it's like a piece of lace work, isn't it? It just looks so intricate, and yet it was so easy because I don't do anything hard, as I keep telling you. Wonderful. There we go. There is the lid. So these here, I'm going to outline those as well. And all I'm going to do is this. You don't need to do much to just finish something off. again, I'm just sort of doing an outline. And this has had, you know, quite a few hours to cure, as we say. Don't say dry because it will feel dry. I'll come back to those bits. I prefer to say cure. And depending how much the boxes get used, some of this might rub off. I don't find that it does at all, but if it does, I just doodle over it again. It's normally when I do things like this on journals, because I'm opening and shutting them all the time, that sometimes some of the doodling just seems to just fade. Not fade, it's sort of, you know, where it's been handled. But all I do is I just go back and redraw it. I'm always redrawing on the covers of my journals. Okay, so that's the lid. Done. I could put stripes in there if I wanted. I'm happy with it like that. I like it like that. So now, let's do this. So I've got 3 rows here. I've got the central row, and then I've got this row and this row. So I'm going to do the central row one way, and then I'm going to do these outer. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm just going to doodle, and can you see I'm still on the black? There's like a slight outline, so you can still see the black, so it really pops. And again, I'm just following the shape. I'm going to make this one a bit simpler. Okay. And I could make these bigger like I did on the last one, but I'm just going to make this one a bit simpler. And I'm just doing these 2 outside rows. Okay, and then I'm going to do exactly the same in the centre row, but I'm going to use apricot. When I blow it, it just helps it dry a little bit. I just don't want to smudge. I always work quick. I'm trying to slow down in these videos, but I normally work really quickly. So I'm constantly having to make sure everything is dry. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do with this, do you know what, in this in these two outer ones, I'm going to put a little running stitch round in the and a circle in the apricot. I'll lift it up in a minute and show you. Can you see? And then do the other side. I said I was going to do really simple, didn't I? And then I've just gone off piste. Okay. And of course, whatever I do to this side, I will do to the other side. If you like this type of thing, I have lots of doodling classes, lots of online classes, just teaching you different ways to doodle, some with stencils, some by hand, that you might like. And I do step by step like this, real time. My online classes, I do two types of online classes. I do one night ones, one evening ones. Sometimes there might be 2 evenings, depending what the project is. And they're called online classes. And then I also do classes that are 4 or 5 evenings, and they're called distinctly Dylusions. Okay. And they're all on my website. My website is Diane Reevely and more. I'm sure Emmy will put a little link. You go onto my website, you make yourself an account. It doesn't cost anything. You just sign up for the website, sign up for the newsletter. Emmy will let you know what classes I am teaching. At the moment I'm teaching a Dinky Dolls Part 2. So she will let you know what the class is, when it's going to start, and then you watch them on my website. You go into your account on the website and you go to live videos, if you're doing it live, and it's there. I will appear and I will be live. The videos then go into your account and stay there forever. You don't have to watch it live, but if you're not watching it live, when the class is finished, the videos will go from live videos to just videos. So sometimes people can't find them, and it's because the class is finished, so they've moved out of the live section into the you know, into your memory stash, into your account. Some people do the classes live, but I do work at this pace. So some people do the classes with me, other people just watch, some people do it later. The beauty of having an online class like this is you can pause me, you can rewind me, you can mute me. So I think I'm just going to go over this orange again because it's not very strong. Oh, that's better. That orange on the black just needed, can you see, it just needs 2 coats. Yeah, that's better. Some colours go better on black than others. And do you remember when I was actually doodling on the black painted box, I did it with a light grey first, which makes the colours pop. It might not bother you, but I like to see it bold. Now there's no point doing a running stitch in orange on this box because the box is orange. That's not going to show. So the centre one here, I'm going to do the running stitch in black. So I'm still going to put the running stitch round, but in black. And then the stripes on the side, I am going to do every other one in orange and every other one in the yellow to match. That's better, that's stronger. So where's my black pen? There it is. So let's do, oh, still where, let's do the centre. Da, 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 da. So look how just a simple thing alters it. Last one. Looking good, looking good. Now, I think I am going to put stripes in the orange one, but with the apricot. So, yes. Lines and lines and lines and lines and lines. And then you've guessed it, I'm going to put orange lines in the apricot one. And then back to the apricot lines, and then I'll just do the border. Lines and lines and lines and lines and lines. So now the orange. I'm a bit slower with the orange because I don't want to have to go over it a second time. So if I go slower, I should get a stronger. lines and lines. Oh, I forgot what I was doing and I went quicker. Can you see? If the colour doesn't show up as much, just go a bit slower and it should be fine. And then the last row, I think I'm going to put a quote on this as well. I think I'm going to put some back chat on. Can you see how the apricot is a stronger colour anyway on the black? So it doesn't matter if I go quick because it is going to stand up. Let's turn that off. Oh, oh! I tell you, I miss something all the time. I think I've done everything, even though I'm quite methodical, and the amount that I miss. There we go. And I think, let's put a little dot in the centre of those. And let's put a black dot in the centre of those. And then I'm done. I'm going to do the sides and then I'm going to put some back chat on. Because I love back chat on a box. So, the sides. On this one, I just did the orange. I might go over those again, actually. But on this, what I'm going to do on this time is I'm going to just do every other one. Now, it might not work. You might have an uneven amount, and that's the risk. Oh, look what I've done. You might have an uneven amount, and that's the risk you take. But does it really matter? So it's that one, remember that one. Okay. So I'm just making it a little different, but I'm still using the same colours, top and bottom. I mix and match all my boxes up. I'm not bothered what's matching with what. Sometimes I'll make matching sets, but most of the time I just mix them all up. There we go. So this one wants to be apricot. My hand's behaving a little bit better today. Hallelujah. I was pinning my hopes on it being a B12 deficiency. And it's not. My B12's absolutely fine. So that's a bummer. Okay, so we ended on orange. Oranges. So I'm going to start with apricot. This one, this one, this one. I try and guess if it's going to work out, and I actually think this time it's not going to work out. I'm going to have two of the same colour next to each other. But we will see. So we've ended on orange, so we're going to start, let's see. Ooh, we're going to start with apricot. Honestly, I'm so sad. These are the little games I play with myself. Is it going to work out? Oh my goodness me, it blooming well is. I can't believe it, because that would be orange and then it starts on apricot. That's how sad my life is. Little things like this just make me so happy. I mean, I wouldn't have been bothered if it hadn't, but I'm just so happy that it's even numbers, that they've worked out the same. Ta-da! Okay, so there's the bottom of the box. There's the top of the box. Let's put it... Oh, no, that's the bottom of the box. This is the top of the box. I thought I was going mad then. So let us put... I could put back chat on both of them, but where have I popped my back chat? What a shock, I've tidied it up. I tidy everything up and then wonder where everything is. I'm so tidy, I don't know why. There's a place for everything and everything in its place. Some of my back chat is very, very sarcastic, so you might not want to give it to somebody, but oh, I will never, ever, ever get my shit together. That's what's happening. I will, because I have all my boxes to put them in. Now, a little tip here. This is a tip I didn't show you the other day. If you do this on your back chat, when you buy these, by the way, you get 8 sheets in a pack, and you either get black with white writing or you get white with black writing. Every time I bring it out, I give you both. And then if you just peel this off, they're just easier to see. And each sheet, the quote finishes on each sheet, because otherwise if it went on to the other, but they're not always on one one line. See, like this is on, but there was something else here. Just let me get rid of this. I don't know why I haven't, unless this is a J. I don't think J peels these off, but I normally peel them all off. Anyway, so I'm going to put this at the bottom of the box. Okay, so I'm going to start the quote at the bottom. If I'm starting up here, I'll start. So I'm going to go with the bottom words. So, oh, ping. So I'm going to start down here. And then remember, I always go a little bit wonky on purpose. And then nobody ever knows that if you've gone wonky, nobody can tell. Sometimes they've got a bit of an extra black, so I'm just going to, there we go. And I could do this in orange, or I could do it in the white, but actually I think I'm going to go in the apricot. So I am just going to, I like to do a little outline. It's just one of the things I like to do. If I use the white with the black writing, I don't know if there's any of them in here. There, that's what they look like. If I do that, I usually outline with a black pen. And people ask me all the time, when do you use the black and when do you use the white? Well, I use the black when I use the black, and I use the white when I use the white. I don't know what to tell you. This has got a lot of black on, so to me, the black looks better. If you want it to really stand out, you could pop that on. But yeah, so there you go. So that was a 2-parter. And again, I could put a quote on this one as well if I wanted to. But if I was using it as a box, that's what I do. But if I'm going to be using it as a tray, they'll be like that. And you can see there's plenty of room in between to for those two to fit together. Okay, so thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I think tomorrow we'll finish this one. Let's do this one tomorrow. Okay, and then I'm going to do some collage, and you know, there's a few more episodes to come along the way. So that's today's offering. Okay.